Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at your week 1 drawings. And I believe I pronounced your name Neha, and I want to make sure I'm saying that right. So make sure, let me know if I'm not saying it right. But I like what I'm seeing here. There's a really kind of cool modern quality to your portrait that I'm really liking. One thing we do want to start to work on, and I don't want you to lose that kind of cool quality to your work, but we want to balance that with also learning skills of realism. And we're a little bit out of proportion with some of the features, and that's completely normal for these week 1 portraits. So we're a little bit wide set on the eyes. If you look at, where the sides of your face are, it actually tends to be a little bit wider. The eyes are probably a little on the large size. And that's very normal. Students tend to draw the features a little too big at the beginning because we put so much emphasis and attention on them, especially the eyes tend to be, quite large and expressive, and that's definitely an artistic style. So, but like I said, we want to kind of balance that with learning techniques of realism. So really start paying attention to the relationship between these shapes. And also I want you to start looking at shading and how shading, variations from light to dark can really give us a sense of depth and of shape as well. So the same with your hand. Actually, nice right here along, the side of the thumb. We get a bit, for lack of a better term, hot dog-like in the fingers. I always kind of joke with students about that. We want to kind of really think about these as being individual parts that make up a whole, right? We've got 3 segments to each knuckle, so kind of think those through individually and how they relate to each other, and that's going to help give you kind of a little better shape and proportion of those fingers there. And also, push that light and shadow here as well to get, the kind of shapes of the palms down, and that will give us kind of an idea that these fingertips are maybe a little bit more further forward than the bend in the knuckles here, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to be learning techniques for this as we go. So looking at your corner of your room, really strong. I can tell you, it looks like you probably used a ruler, which is, hey, go for it. Although some of these actually aren't, this one looks, maybe you haven't. These are really pretty straight lines for freehanding them. I can see little wobbles and variations, but really nice. Drawing straight lines freehand is very hard to do, but you've given actually a pretty decent sense of proportion. I'm not quite sure what's going on right here, but we're going to do some really cool linear perspective drawings later on, and we're going to do a grid system that's going to help us to get those proportions and perspective and angle and all that kind of stuff correct. Really nice here. This is just a fun, getting those expressive qualities of line again, and thinking about our own artistic style. So I really like what I'm seeing. I think that your portrait is actually quite lovely, but I'm really excited to see then how we can push that in the next 8 weeks.